Hi there, my name is Alex, and in today's build we have a simple to build, stackable, and very expandable multi-item storage system that relies on hover timings. And what are the pros? Well, I just said it. How about the cons? Well, I think it is quite slow with the transfer rate of 2 items per second, meaning a stack of items will take 32 seconds to be fitted to the system. That is excluding the time the items needed to search for valid slots in the chest. Well, that is enough mumbling, let's get into the tutorial. So the first thing that you want to do is place your chests or barrels. So let's place some storage. I will place some 5 for now, but this is expandable. Then place hoppers on back of all your storage like so. And then an extra one that should be pointing into that block. Then place a chest at the above like this. Then place another hopper and another hopper pointing to that hopper. Then place a dropper right here with a hopper that is facing into it like that. And now count all of the hoppers that are connected to the barrels. Then place a block adjacent to the hopper that have an odd number. Then place a block 1 block away from the even numbered hoppers. Then add an extra one aligned to that hopper that is connected to the dropper. Then place some comparators equal and aligned to the barrels that you have. Now all of your comparators should be taking an output from the hoppers that are connected to the barrels. Now place a block in front of all of those odd numbered comparators. Then place some redstone torch to the sides. Then place some blocks 1 block below from that torch. Continue it until you reach the hoppers. Then place some repeater right next to the comparators, all set to 2 ticks. Then place 2 redstone dust like this. And at the opposite side we'll be doing something similar but much more simpler. So place some torch on the block in front of those even numbered comparators. Obviously we'll not be placing right here because there is no comparator. Then place a block 1 block below from that redstone torch. Then place a repeater beside the comparator, set to 2 ticks. Then place a redstone dash right here. Now we need something to slow down the input of that chest to the system. So first place a block adjacent to this hopper, then place a comparator adjacent to that chest with a block in front of it, then place a sticky pistons right here facing downward, then place a observer directing into this block with a redstone torch that is slacking that hopper. And now let's create a comparator clock. So place some blocks in this kind of formation, then place a redstone dash right here and right there, then place a repeater, set it to 4 ticks, and set this comparator into subtract mode. Make sure that thing is lit. Once an item goes into the system and cannot find a valid slot, it will go to that dropper and you can send it anywhere you want. But for this dropper to drop the item, we need this kind of circuitry. So first place these block formations, then a comparator with a block in front of it with a redstone dash right here. Then place a sticky piston adjacent to that redstone dash with a observer in face of it that is facing into that direction. Then place another observer right here with a block that is right next to this dropper. Now, if there's any item inside this dropper, it will automatically get dropped. If you just need one module, this is actually done. You just need to place some floor and some walls, then configure each barrel. Place any one item of the items that you want to be sorted onto this barrel, then fill all the available slots with some filler items. So you can do this with some dice, some mob drops, some precious ores, and if you really need it, some fish. And for all the items that are not included, we'll be placing them right into this barrel. And now let's input some items for a little bit of test. As you see, all of these 3 redstone components will go into that first barrel, while the magma cream should go to that uncategorized barrel at the bottom. And for all of those still skeptical, this is the result. Redstone component at the first barrel, while the magma cream is at the bottom barrel. One thing that I love with this design is that you can place it right next to each other, and this what would it look like. One thing to note though is to place a block below that redstone torch, and another one right here. This is to avoid this 2 redstone line from cadoodling, and another one right here even though we don't have another module. And now for the water tubes that will send the uncategorized item from one module to the next one, you will need to place some temporary blocks like so. Then remove those temporary blocks, and that lapis lazuli block is where your water will be. Then place a soul sand beneath it, And now for the path that your item would use to go into that soul sand location, you'll need to place some blocks right here, and once you're onto that block, you'll need to do this zigzag formation, and make sure that this last block is aligned to that barrel. Do this with the other one except for the first one. And now because this is the water tube that will put your item to the first module, you'll need to do something different. So place a dropper facing into that soon to be water block. Then do this simple automatic dropping circuitry. So place a comparator right here with a block in front of it. Then do this kind of shape. Then at the bottom place a sticky piston with a observer that is facing upwards like so. And then diagonal to that observer place another observer like so. And then remove this block and place a redstone dust. Then once any item is into this dropper, it will get dropped automatically. Then place a hopper right next to that dropper and make it into an hopper chain until you reach your input chest. And now, this is where you'll be placing your items that you want to be sorted into your storage system. And now back here I have placed some red glass to mark the places where you'll be placing some blocks. Obviously we're not doing it on the first one. So back here you'll be placing a 2 high wall. But at that specific spot you'll be placing a 3 high one to avoid any item from getting out. Now make sure to encase this whole ice pack to make sure no items will be lost. Once you have finished the encasing, it should look something like this. Now place a water block right here. And another one right where our lazuli block is. Then place a sign to avoid these 2 water sources from connecting. Do the same for the other ones. And replace the lapis lazuli block for this first water tube. And now let's make it a proper water tube. Place a block on top of that sign, then place another one on top of that dropper, and then do this kind of placement and continue this upwards until you reach this height that is aligned to that hopper. Now raise those other 3 glass to this level. And once you have something like this, we'll need to create an encasement for the water that we'll be placing. So just place some blocks right here. And place also some blocks on top to complete the encasement to avoid any items from dropping out. And now let's place some water into these tubes. So remove that block first, then place a block right here. Then place the water right here. Let it flow. Then remove this block and then fill this tube with water source. The bubble should go from the bottom all the way up. And then encase this thing and do it with the other one. Once you have completed the water tube for each modules, it is actually done. One detail to add though is to place an observer facing into those chests. Then place a redstone lamp right next to them like so. And this will act as a visual indicator when items are fitting into that module. The design that we have just created consists of 5 barrels, but we can go from 2 barrels to all the way up. Yeah, like I said, it's very expandable. If you wish to expand vertically, you will need to keep in mind the number of chests or barrels that you'll be using, for it will determine the orientation of this top circuitry. In the top circuitry that I refer is this full yellow circuit, including that hopper and that chest. Here's a preview of a barrel storage and a double chest storage. The advantage of the double chest one is that it will have more slots than a barrel one. If you're building this in survival, I would not recommend a 7 storage configuration, for you cannot open the top one. Here's the look of the storage system with 5 modules. And now for a final test, as you see, all of these barrels are filled with the previous items, so this redstone lamp should not fit into any one of these. So I'll be placing this redstone lamp right here. And now as you see, it will go into the water tube, go up right here, the redstone lamp will blink, and then it will try to search an item slot for each of those barrels, then it will go to the next module. You see, there it go. This redstone lamp will blink and it will search a valid slot for each of these barrels. And then it will do the same thing right here. It will go up into the water tube. Then the redstone lamp will blink again, then it will search a valid slot, and if not, it will go into the uncategorized barrel right at the end. And that was just wonderful. And if you're still hearing my voice right now, thank you very much for watching till the end. I hope you can find this build useful. If you like this kind of content, please give this video a like and consider subscribing for more. And that's all from me now. See you at the next one. Goodbye.